Guys, I am so excited. Finally got my copy of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's about time. And I wanted to do a different video here today. Now, first of all, I am trying to use this camera again. It may or may not work. Hopefully it will. If it doesn't, we'll switch views. But we'll see. But I thought what we might do is we would do a unboxing of both of these heroes. And I'm excited about it. I've never done an unboxing before, so let's check out Falcon first. And as we do this, I'm going to go ahead and sleeve them up. It's going to be a little bit different than the way I would normally sleeve them up because I don't have all my sleeves here with me. I keep most of my cards, interestingly enough, in a box at work just because it's easier to store there. I really don't have a lot of space where I live right now. And I tend to spill coffee on my cards when they are here at home. So I will be looking to replace some of those cards probably in the near future. Now, let's see if we can get this open. Perfect. There is Falcon. And of course, we get his little and special rule book here and his poster. I always keep these, though I never know what to do with them, but that's a pretty cool poster. Let's fold that back up and set it off to the side. Then here is the Falcon right there. He looks gorgeous. Let's get this plastic off. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now, we have got our first card here. It is Sam Wilson. Let's go ahead and grab a sleeve here. He is got a 3 recovery, which is pretty standard for most cards. It says he's a shield traded alter ego, which is pretty good, especially with this new wave recently. And then his action is Birds of a Feather. I can discard a card from his hand or from my hand to search my deck and discard pile for a bird card and add it to your hand. So there he is, an alter ego. He's wearing a orange hoodie and he's fist bumping some kid. This may be a photo from a comic. So if you guys know what's going on, feel free to let me know. So let's go ahead and sleeve him in this sleeve here. Now, normally I sleeve my identity cards in some clear matte dragon shields, but unfortunately I don't have any of those with me right now. This is actually holding my Shuri deck. So here we are. So we're going to put him in this perfect fit sleeve for right now, which is what I sleeve everything else in. But this will help protect him until I can get my other sleeves on. So he is a 2/2/2 stat line, which is pretty good. Pretty good. He's an aerial Avenger, so he goes from Shield to Avenger. So he loses the Shield trait here. And then during the player phase, I play with the top card of the encounter deck face up. So it's only during the player phase. I thought he was going to be kind of like Magic and play with the top card of the encounter deck the entire time, but that's not the case. And then he has a response, Eagle-Eyed. After you play an aerial card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. That is really cool. We've got some encounter deck shenanigans going on with this guy. So there's Sam Wilson. And of course, his identity-specific ally here is Red Wing. So we got Red Wings, 2-cost ally, which is great. 1 thwart, 1 attack, each with a consequential damage. He has 2 health. He's an aerial Avenger and a bird. That bird thing is going to be he's going to be able to find Red Wing pretty easily, I guess. And the fact that he's an Avenger makes it interesting. I guess you can use team building exercise or something like that to pay for him, so that could be kind of neat. But the hero action on this says exhaust Red Wing, return him to your hand, and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Choose to either deal X damage to an enemy or remove X threat from a scheme. X is the number of icons. So, wow, that's actually, so it's boost effect and boost things there, which is really cool. In the discarded cards boost area. Okay, that's really cool. So, exhaust Red Wing and then return him to your hand. Okay. So, yeah, he's going to be recurred quite a bit. So, he doesn't get discarded, which is amazing. So, he just gets returned to your hand, which is great. And then we have 2 copies here of Birds of Prey. Go ahead and sleeve them up one at a time, and then I'll read the second one. Is a 2-cost event that is an aerial attack. Aerial attack. You deal 4 damage. It's a hero action. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. You may discard the top card of the encounter deck to deal 1 additional damage to that enemy for each icon in the discarded card's boost area. That is insane. You could do some serious damage with this. 4 damage for 2 already. And then if you're playing something that has like some high-costed minions or something like that, you could seriously, not high-costed, but high-boosted minions, you could seriously do some damage with Birds of Prey. That's actually really cool. Then there is 2 copies of Bird's Eye View. This is his 2-cost fort event here. So there is that there. 2-cost fort event, Bird's Eye View, aerial and fort. And again, you're able to trigger something special. Yeah, anytime you play an aerial card, so that can be anything in his deck so far, you get to discard the top card of the encounter deck, which is crazy. So Bird's Eye View, you remove 3 threat from a scheme, and then you may discard the top card of the encounter deck to remove 1 additional threat for that scheme for each icon in the discarded card's boost area. That's really, really good. That, I don't know. A lot of people have said that he's underpowered, but from his kit so far, I feel like these are already going to be doing some crazy things. I mean, for the most part, you're at least going to get 1 extra damage or 1 extra threat, which is good, in my opinion. Because most heroes have something where it's just 3 threat or just 4 damage, and that's it. So to me, these are really good. And the fact that you get to discard encounter cards is insane. Then we have 2 copies of Up, Up, and Away, which is a 0-cost defense event. 0-cost defense event that says after an attacking enemy is given a face-down boost card, look at that card and the top card of the encounter deck. You may swap those cards and then draw 1 card for each printed icon in the current boost card's boost area. That's interesting. So it doesn't actually defend. It counts as a defense, but it doesn't cancel any of the damage, which is interesting to me. So I guess if you're going to be canceling the damage anyways and you just want to draw some extra cards, that's really good. All right, so now we've got a support, Falcon's Flock. Uses 5 bird counters, and then remove 1 bird counter from here to generate a energy resource for an aerial card. So it's not just bird cards, but for aerial cards. And then it's limit once per phase, which is fair. Okay, now we have Soup Kitchen. Alter Ego, exhaust Sam Wilson and Soup Kitchen. Heal damage from the Sam Wilson equal to his recovery and reduce the cost of the next ally or support played this phase by 2. Now that could bring you in Red Wing for free, or it could help you get some 4-cost allies in ridiculously cheap. So that's, I don't know. To me, that's worth it because you're healing, so you're not wasting your recovery, and you get to bring in an ally. So you got some good stuff going on there. Now we've got Aerial Evacuation. It's a preparation. When another friendly character would be dealt any amount of damage, discard Aerial Evacuation. Prevent all of that damage and change to Alter Ego form. If that character is a hero, they also change to Alter Ego form. Interesting. That could be for some crazy unique plays. Now we got Aerial Recon. I gotta dig my sleeves out of this bag. Aerial Recon here is a 1-cost upgrade. It's an aerial tactic. Exhaust Aerial Recon and deal a player 1 face-down encounter card and place 1 recon counter here. When a player would be dealt an encounter card, remove 1 recon counter from here instead. So if you know what the encounter card is going to be, you can go ahead and just deal that to somebody else or to yourself and then be like, yeah, we're just gonna take that because it's not that bad of an effect, and we can prevent a worse effect from happening. So that's pretty good. Battlefield Awareness is a 2-cost upgrade. It's an aerial skill. When Falcon uses a basic power, exhaust Battlefield Awareness and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Falcon gets +1 to that power for this use for each icon in the discarded card's boost area. It's a basic power, so it could be a defense. So that's pretty good. I mean, with the defense, you may or may not actually know what the boost area is going to be, But if nothing has been turned over already, it could be helpful. When Falcon uses basic power, exhaust battlefield awareness, discard the top card of the encounter deck. I guess that depends. What would the ruling be? So do you draw the boost card and then before revealing it, so like you have it like this, do you declare your defense then? Or do you actually can you interrupt that process by taking what you know is the boost card and defending with that? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Or if y'all know, let me know in the comments below. All right, we've got a 1 per player. Interesting costed card here. Is an upgrade. Draw their fire, aerial preparation. After the villain phase begins, discard draw their fire. Falcon does not exhaust to defend until the end of the phase. Interesting. So he can defend everyone at the table, but then he doesn't exhaust. But then does he get exhausted at the very end? That seems interesting. We got Talon Line, a 2-costed upgrade here. It's an item. After you resolve Falcon's Eagle-Eyed ability, discard Talon Line. For each icon in the discarded card's boost area, choose one, ready a character you control, or stun an enemy. So after you trigger discarding the top card of the encounter deck, for each icon in the discarded card's boost area, ready your character or stun an enemy. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right. And one last one, Vibranium Microweave. Here we go. An item from, it's a tech from Wakanda. It's a 2-costed upgrade. Falcon gets +1 defense. When Falcon would take any amount of damage, exhaust Vibranium Microweave. Prevent 1 of that damage and deal 1 damage to an enemy. So it's kind of like a preemptive sort of the Vibranium suit for Shuri. Instead of taking the damage and then healing it and dealing 1, you prevent 1 and deal 1. That's pretty good. Kind of like it's like a built-in energy barrier, I think. So, okay, so that is his hero kit, which is really cool. So we're going to start looking at the rest of the kit that comes. I really think I like Falcon just from looking at the cards right now. I feel like he's going to fit in with my play style pretty well. But we'll see. We'll see how Falcon does. Before we move on from the actual hero, though, let's take a look at his Nemesis, his obligation, and his Nemesis set. So let's look at those before we actually look at the rest of his hero kit. So he's a leadership hero, which for whatever reason I thought he came in protection, but leadership hero. All right, so we have Harlem's Protector as an obligation. You give to the Sam Wilson character. Victory 0. Uses 3 emergency counters. You spend 1 resource of any type to remove 1 emergency counter from here, and that is an alter ego action. So you could theoretically just clear the whole thing, but it does give an encounter card. So Harlem's Protector. Interesting enough. Then we have Viper here as his main Nemesis minion. Serpent Society, okay, with Quick Strike 2/2/5. And then after he attacks or schemes, so after he activates, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. That is going to be some serious encounter deck milling, which is not great. I feel like with Falcon, you are going to be dealing with a lot of acceleration tokens. And you get the Serpent Solutions. Forced Response. It's a side scheme. After a Serpent Society minion is discarded from the top of the encounter deck, deal that minion to the first player as a face-down encounter card, and it is 6 threat on it. So fairly easily defeated, especially in multiplayer. But I mean, you have to hope that you're not getting that quickly. Then you get the Serpent Soldier, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's fun. With Quick Strike, and then as the boost effect, give the activating enemy an additional boost card. So that's interesting. Serpent Soldier. So there's 2 copies of that. We'll go ahead and put that underneath there. And then advertisement. That's funny. It's a treachery. Surge. That sucks. Search. When revealed, shuffle each Serpent Society minion from the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. That's rough. I mean, it's not really a bad effect because, I mean, yeah, sure. The worst part of it is the surge, but um, getting these guys shuffled back in is not a big deal. And if there's not any in the deck, then, I mean, basically it's just going to make these minions recur, which could be good if you're fighting, if you're tagging along with the minion slayer. So I don't know. Well, let me know what you guys think of Falcon's hero kit, the 15 cards here, and his Nemesis set and obligation. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about that. So far I like him. I've not had a chance to play him yet, but I think he could be pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of his kit before we move on to Winter Soldier. So the cards that come with him, we'll just start from the top here. Once we do the hero cards, we'll switch over to the villain. So, Adam Warlock. This is a card that we've had for a while. He's a 3-cost ally, 1/1, with a response that after Warlock attacks, you can discard a card from your hand at random, and if that card's printed resource has a physical, you remove 3 threat. Energy, heal 3 damage. Mental, deal 3 damage. And then the wild is you get to choose one. So, not bad. Not bad. You can pay for him pretty easily with Falcon. You get Arrow. She is a 3/1/1 3. She is an agent of Atlas and Ariel. Exhaust Arrow. Choose a player. Until the end of that phase, each aerial character that player controls gets +1 attack. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. I like that effect. You get Cloud9. 3-cost 1/1 3 health. Exhaust Cloud9. Choose a player. She's a champion also. Until the end of the phase, each aerial character that player controls gets +1 thwart. So they kind of work in tandem. Ooh, here's interesting. So I'm actually interested in figuring out these bird cards. I want to play with them a little bit. But Hugin and Immunin. I'm not real sure if I pronounced that right. Please let me know in the comments if I did not, and let me know how to correctly pronounce it in the comments as well. So 2-cost, 1/1 ally with 2 health. Aerial Asgard Bird. Response. After Hugin and Munin interplay, search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck for a minion and put it in play engaged with you. Ready 1 character you control for each icon in that minion's boost area. That could be good if you have a lot of characters. So if you're running an ally swarm deck, that could be really, really good. All right, we got Spectrum, Monica Rambeau. She's a 5-cost, 1/1/3 Aerial Avenger. She takes 1 consequential for each thing. After you play Spectrum, tuck 1 card used to play for her, used to pay for her under here. If that card's printed resource has Mental, Spectrum gets +2 thwart. Physical, +2 attack. Energy, +2 hit points. And then if it's a wild, she gets all of the above. That could be really cool. She could definitely be an interesting ally there. Now we have 3 copies here of Strength and Diversity. I think that's a new card for me. It is an alliance card, 2 per player. And it has a hero action. So it can only be played in hero form in the player phase. For each different trait on friendly characters in play, choose remove a threat from a scheme and deal a damage to an enemy. That could be interesting. That could be very interesting, right? All right, so then we have now 3 copies of Flight Squadron, which is a new card for me as well. My binder's getting a little tight on space. Flight Squadron is a 2-cost support here, and it is a team card. So play only if your identity has the aerial trait. Max 1 team card per player. And if each of your allies has the aerial trait, increase your ally limit by 1. And this card gains after you play an aerial card, exhaust this card, and ready an ally you control. That's really good. So it doesn't have to be, I mean, you could do some serious stuff with that. That's actually, that's fun. That's fun. All right, then we have 3 copies of Resource Reserve, a 1-cost support here. It's a location. Max 1 per player, so you're going to be in multiplayer handing these out. Any player may spend the resource card tucked here as if it was in their hand. Exhaust Resource Reserve and tuck a resource card from your hand under here to a maximum of 1. That's good because I can't tell you how many times I have resource cards in my hand and nothing to use to play them. So that's really good. Oh, I have not seen this card since the core set, the Triskelion. We get to increase our ally limit. So now I have a second copy of that. That's cool. I mean, I'm not super excited, but oh well. Now we got a copy of the Captain America title. So you can play only if you are the Bucky Barnes or Sam Wilson player. Exhaust Captain America. So it's this card. And spend a physical resource. Find Captain America's shield and add it to your hand. If it leaves play this way, deal 4 damage to an enemy. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Wingman, so 3 copies of Wingman, which I don't know where Captain America's shield is. All right, so 3 copies of Wingman here, attached to an aerial ally, max 1 per ally. When another aerial ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust attached ally and prevent 1 of that damage. Be all right. Then, of course, we have our energy, strength, and genius here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put these off to the side. You guys know what those do. You guys know what those do. There are resource cards. Okay, then we get reskinned Power of Flight here. Grab some extra sleeves. Got a couple of copies of them here. Power of Flight. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for an aerial card. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the original Power of Flight did not have an energy resource. It was a wild. Correct me if I'm wrong. But also let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer this artwork or the other artwork with, I think it's Rogue on it. So that's the Power of Flight. Oh, we have 3 copies of it here. Which means the only basic cards in his deck are resource cards. It's a ton of leadership cards. I don't know. I definitely think that I would change some of this up. Because I'm not going to be running multiple copies of certain cards here. So that would be his Precon. Got some pretty cool cards in it. I don't know how much I would change up or if I would change anything up before I play them. But we'll see. Sure you guys will see if you watch. Now then, of course, we have this, which I love to hold on to these cards for some reason. Ah, here it is. Captain America Shields, a 1-cost upgrade, which I guess I need to put with that deck. But 1-cost upgrade, it is a linked card, so it doesn't count, I guess, as part of the deck. You just pull it in from out. And your hero gets +1 defense and gains retaliate 1. Well, that's pretty cool. Just keep that there with that. Now we have some allies, and then, of course, our new Thunderbolt minion. Allies, and then some supports. So, our first ally here is Winter Soldier. He is a 3-cost aggression ally. Does 1 threat, thwarts for 1, attacks for 2. He has 3 health. He's a shield and a soldier. After Winter Soldier attacks and defeats an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. That's pretty good. Misty Knight, she is a 4-cost justice ally. With a 1 thwart, 1 attack. She takes 1 consequential for each. She has 3 health. She has an interrupt for when she thwarts. When Misty Knight thwarts, look at the top 2 cards of the encounter deck and discard 1 of those cards. Misty Knight gets +1 thwart for this thwart for each icon in the discarded cards boost area. That's cool. And then we have Ops Room. Is a protection support 2 cost. Is a shield traded card. And it uses 3 alert counters. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage while defending, remove 1 alert counter from here and prevent 1 of that damage. And remove 1 threat from a scheme. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage while defending, remove 1 alert counter from here. Prevent 1 of that damage and prevent 1 threat from a scheme. That could be pretty good. If you're using a deck where you're going to defend a lot anyways, throwing at least 1 copy of that in there could be pretty cool. I mean, and then if you have all 3 of these out at once, you're preventing 3 damage and removing 3 threat. That's pretty nice. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best card. I'm not so stoked about it, but I would definitely use it. Probably. Maybe. So just stick those cards off to the side here. Now we are going to look at the new Thunderbolt. We have got Fixer, and he is a 15 health minion. Elite, Genius, and Thunderbolt traded. He schemes for 2, attacks for 1. He is Villainous and Victory, so he schemes for more and attacks for more. Forced Interrupt. When a non-scenario specific tech attachment would be attached to the villain, attach it to Fixer instead. Text on that card that refers to the villain refers to Fixer instead. Okay. Jetpack. Attached to Fixer. Otherwise, attached to the villain. Attached enemy gains Aerial, so he can get Aerial. When attached character would take 3 or more damage, prevent all of that damage and discard Jetpack. Then we get Tech Pack. Attached to Fixer or the villain, attached enemy gets +1 attack for each other tech attachment it has. Dang. Exhaust any number of characters you control with a combined thwart greater than the attached enemy's scheme and discard this card. Whew. These Thunderbolt minions are rough. Then we have Technological Innovation. When revealed, so it comes in with 4 threat, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a tech attachment and reveal it. Place 1 additional threat here for each tech card in play. Then we have Techno, which is a Treachery. We have 2 copies of this. And when revealed, find Fixer and reveal him. If he's already in play, he engages you. Fixer activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains Surge. Seems pretty rough, to be honest. Probably would want to take him out as quickly as possible. I don't know. That it concludes the Falcon pack. I'm going to go ahead and put all these sleeved cards back into the box so I can take it, assuming it'll fit. So I can take it and put it with the rest of my stuff. All right, now we're moving on to Winter Soldier. And let's see how he is. So I have actually been in a game where somebody played Winter Soldier, and he seems really cool. And I also watched my brother, Jason Sketch. Feel free to go check him out. Link is in the description below. I watched him talk about him. I don't think he's played him, at least as far as I've seen yet, as of the recording of this video. But I watched him talk about him, and it seems really, really cool. So first of all, of course, we do have his fancy schmancy poster here, which is sick. I like that. I have to find a good place to put these. Maybe when I have, I don't know, a better office somewhere. That gets rid of those. Let's open this plastic here. All right. Drop those down there. We'll toss this trash off to the side. And boom. All right. So, of course, same deal. I'm going to sleeve him to protect him, but then I've got another sleeve to put him in. So, we start off Bucky Barnes, 3 health. 3 recovery, 11 health. He's a shield soldier and alter ego. Cybernetically enhanced is his action. Spend one resource of any type and search my deck and discard pile for cybernetic arm and put it into play. That is a big deal because cybernetic arm is next. And what cybernetic arm is, it's a resource generator. Exhaust cybernetic arm and generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event deals 1 additional damage. Now we get his identity specific ally, which is Black Widow. She's a 3-cost ally, 2/2, takes 1 consequential each, 3 health. After you play Black Widow from your hand, return an attack event from your discard pile to your hand. Okay, just gonna be searching stuff for you. Then we have 2 copies here of Arm Block, which is his attack and defense event. When an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it. And then if I exhausted Cybernetic Arm to pay for this event, prevent all damage from that enemy's attack. That's insane. Metal Punch, we have 3 copies of this. Is a 3-cost attack event. And Jason Sketch actually mentioned how it is like the swinging web kick of Winter Soldier's kit, which I think I kind of agree with. But deal 7 damage to an enemy. If you exhausted Cybernetic Arm to pay for this event, this attack gains overkill. So you're attacking for 8 if you use Cybernetic Arm, so it's a 3 for 8, basically. And then because you're probably gonna exhaust Cybernetic Arm for it, to be honest. The 3 for 8 and has overkill. So that can be really, really good. If you're wondering why I'm being so particular about the way I'm stacking these cards, it's because I like to keep my cards in numerical order with the numbers there. I'm a little weird. You can call me more nerdy than most, but that's just me. Then we have another copy here of 2 copies of Electrical Discharge. It's his 2-cost attack event. Deal 4 damage to an enemy, and if you paid for this using an energy resource, stun that enemy. Now, you're using Cybernetic Arm, saying that the wild resource is now an energy resource, and so you're dealing 5 damage and stunning an enemy. That's good, especially if you're doing the Thunderbolts. Then we got a 1-cost support here, Safe House number 30. It's a shield location. Alter Ego action to exhaust the Safe House number 30 and search the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play engaged with you, then draw a card. So kind of like a Thor in a way, but not. Then we have a couple of copies here of Silent Infiltration. Just 2 here. It is a preparation with the hero response that after you attack and defeat an enemy, discard this card, ready your hero, and confuse an enemy. So readying is going to be my favorite thing with that. Winter Armor, 2-cost upgrade. You get +3 hit points and gain steady. I will probably forget that I gain steady, but I don't know. I like getting extra hit points. I like having endurance. Endurance is almost always in most of my decks. Winter Mask is a 1-cost upgrade. You gain the Spy trait. It is an item and a tech, which is just like the Cybernetic Arm. And then after you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust Winter Mask to draw a card. So you get to draw a card with Safe House. So say you start an Alter Ego, you Safe House, flip up, attack and defeat an enemy. You've now drawn 2 cards, and now then you get to ready your hero and confuse another enemy. That's super cool. Then Winter Rifle is a restricted weapon upgrade, 3-cost. When Winter Soldier makes a basic attack, exhaust Winter Rifle. Winter Soldier gets +2 attack for this, and this attack gains piercing and ranged. I don't think I talked about Winter Soldier. I talked about his alter ego, but not his actual hero side. He's got a 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, just like Falcon. Pretty standard. He's a shield soldier. After you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from his scheme. Seems like you're really going to be wanting to use him against minion-heavy scenarios. So that is his hero kit. Let's take a look here at his obligation and nemesis set. All right, so there is Winter Soldier there. Set him off to the side. I'm looking forward to some of these other things. All right. There's those. Red Room Programming. This is Obligation. You give the Bucky Barnes player, Bucky Barnes. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose to either exhaust Bucky and remove this card from the game, or discard the highest printed cost card from your hand and take indirect damage equal to its cost to discard that obligation. Really suck if you have to do the second one, like if you were already exhausted. Crossbones, Minion, Elite, Hydra, 5 health, schemes for 2, attacks for 2, comes in with Quick Strike, and after Crossbones attacks and defeats an ally, place 2 threat on the main scheme. That's rough. You get the Hydra Hit Squad, which means each Hydra minion gets +1 attack and +2 hit points. When defeated, the player who defeated the scheme searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and reveals it. Then you get high-tech armament attached to Crossbones, otherwise attached to the villain. After you attach high-tech armament to an enemy, that enemy activates against you. That's rough. And then hero action, you can exhaust a character you control to discard this card. I like that it's just a character because I don't have to exhaust my identity if I don't want to. Hydra Mercenary ×1 ×2, 0/1, so not scheming for anything, but does have guard, and with these ends up having a 2 attack and 5 hit points. So you're really going to want to take out this scheme as soon as it's in play. Okay, that's pretty good. I think Winter Soldier is going to be a lot of fun to play too. Absolutely excellent to play. So that takes care of Winter Soldier's hero kit, Nemesis, and Obligation. Let's look at what he comes with in his precon, and then, of course, the Thunderbolt and the additional cards you get. So, Captain America is a 4-cost aggression ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 1 consequential each. Shield Soldier, 3 health, comes in with toughness. And after Captain America enters play, ready a shield character. Getting that ready is always huge, at least for me. Then we have Deathlock, 3-cost aggression ally, 2 thwart with 2 consequential on that, 1 attack with 1 consequential there. He's a cyborg shield with 3 health. He's 3-costed. After Deathlock enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of Shield, Sidearm, and attach it to him. Cool. Then we have a few copies here of Firepower. This is a 1-cost aggression event. It says exhaust up to 3 weapon upgrades you control. For each upgrade exhausted this way, choose an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. This attack gains ranged. I wonder how that would work for Rocket. Now we have a new art here for 1x1. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the new artwork on this, or do you prefer the old one? And 1x1, of course, is deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that attack defeats that enemy, deal 2 damage to another enemy. Which I can see how that would really work for Winter Soldier. You're really wanting to take out enemies as it is. And I like that these events are low-costed already. Spoiling for a fight. We have 3 copies of this. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play engaged with you. And then ready your hero. So that's a good ready. That's a good ready. I mean, you're making it so that you're having something else to need or ready for, but that's never too bad. I did run out of sleeves in that one pack, so I do need to open up some more here. I apologize for the delay. I never have enough sleeves. Never have enough sleeves. I have also been trying to update all my sleeves to these new ones. I have some old ones, but they aren't great. So I'm trying to update these, update to these new ones. They're a lot better. So 3 copies of Spoiling for a Fight. Then we get 3 copies here of Aggressive Stance. I don't know if this is... I think this is actually a reprint with new art. It's max 1 per player. It's a preparation. Maybe not. After you engage a minion, discard this card. Search your deck for an attack event and add it to your hand. That could be good. Now you're getting an additional card. And, you're drawing a card for this, and then you're able to attack. And, I mean, yeah, things will be good. This is a good card. Aggressive stance. Bambino! 3 card upgrade. 3 cost upgrade. Tech weapon attached to a shield character. While attached to an identity, this card gains restricted. Use 3 ammo counters, and when attached character makes a basic attack, remove 1 ammo counter from here. This attack deals 3 additional damage and gains overkill. That's crazy. That is crazy. Man on the Wall. It's a title. Play only if your identity has the soldier trait. Exhaust Man on the Wall. Reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. That's insane. Shield Sidearm. We have a few copies here of this. Attached to a shield character. Limit once per phase. When attached character makes a basic attack, exhaust Shield Sidearm. And remove 1 ammo counter from here. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. So it's 3 copies of Shield Sidearm. All right. Now, I just split open the bag. We get another copy here of Nick Fury Sr. Interesting. 4 cost, 2, 2, 3. After Nick Fury Sr. enters play, choose 1, remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character a tough status card. And then at the end of the round, if Nick Fury Sr. is still in play, discard him. Not a surprise. We get 3 cost event here, Super Soldiers. Team up with Captain America and Winter Soldier. Max 1 per deck. Deal 6 damage to an enemy and give Cap and Winter each a tough status card. That's good. Then we get Winter, Widow, Soldier, Spy. 2 cost event. Team up between Black Widow and Winter Soldier. Put a preparation upgrade from your discard pile into play and deal 4 damage to an enemy. Then, of course, it is our resource cards. So there we go. That is Winter Soldier's Precon. Not bad, I would say. Not bad at all. And boom. All right. So, I don't know. Winter Soldier seems really cool. I'm not sure how much I would change of his Precon, but I'm sure I will have a fun time building new decks for him and things of that nature. So, got a ton of new cards here with him, which is great. I always love getting new cards. I'm quite excited that we're not getting a ton of reprints. I feel like we got a ton of reprints in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So now that we're getting new hero kits and stuff like that that don't have a ton of reprints, I'm really happy about that. All right, so that is his Precon. Now let's take a look at some of these extra cards that come with him. So we get White Widow, Yelena Belova. She's a 4-cost protection ally, 2 thwart, 1 attack, consequential for each, with 3 health. After you resolve the ability of a preparation card you control, heal damage from White Widow equal to that card's printed resource cost. That's sick. Then we get another copy here of Super Soldiers and Winter Widow Soldier Spy. We've already talked about those. And this is actually, these are surprisingly cards I'm excited about, though I've never really used cards like these in the past. But we have the team card allowing you to deputize other players or even allies. I don't know why I like it, but I just like the idea that I can make my team card work for me. So, Shield Deputy. Play only if your identity has the shield trait. Attached to a friendly character. Attached character gets +1 hit point and gains the shield trait. So that's pretty good. Can help your allies survive a little bit longer, and now you can use the shield team card. That is a lot of basic cards that you get with him, which isn't too bad. And then White Widow there is super cool, in my opinion. Now, of course, we get Blizzard. He is the Thunderbolt that comes with Winter Soldier. He is a 1 scheme to attack, and he is elite with 16 health. Villainous Victory 1. After Blizzard attacks a character, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Encased in Ice and attach that character. Shuffle. Otherwise, stun the attacked character. Now, I just need one more sleeve here. Encased in Ice. It is an ice traded card. It says attached to your identity. Attached character cannot attack enemies other than this card. Any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there is 3 or more damage here, move all but 3 damage here to attached character and discard this card. That is quite interesting. I feel like there's a way to game it where you're not taking any damage, but it's just annoying because it soaks up the damage that you would do. Like you wouldn't be able to attack anything but that. Okay, then the side scheme, Slippery Conditions, is a 3 per player threat. After an ally enters play, exhaust it. So you're going to want to make sure you take care of that before you bring in an ally. Plus, it gives you an additional encounter card. Whiteout is a treachery that brings in Blizzard. Find Blizzard and reveal him. If he's already in play, he engages you. Blizzard activates against you. If no enemy activates this way, this card gains Surge. Okay, so that is both the hero kits and everything that comes with Winter Soldier and Falcon. I think they both look great. They both look like a lot of fun. I am looking forward to testing out Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson, and we'll see when we can get them a game on the channel. Currently working with the Black Panther Shuri deck that I've been working on, so we'll be playing another game of that here soon. But I just got these guys in today, and I was just so excited I couldn't wait. So here I am recording a video to unbox them and show them off. So thanks, guys, for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button. And if you're brand new to the channel and just checking me out for the first time, you liked what you saw and you want to see more, subscribe. That's the best way, besides hitting the notification bell. That is the best way to know when I've uploaded a new video, and then you'll never miss new gameplay videos. Occasionally, I do reviews or unboxings. So thanks, guys, again, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.